Hello friends and welcome back. I'm your host Soul Rack the Innocent. Tonight we have a few videos to analyze, so why don't you sit back and relax and enjoy yourselves as we continue on our quest into the world of the paranormal. Espooky. The following video comes from the Ghost of Darnell from X. To start off tonight's episode, we see a clip of something that appears to be a ghost. It's standing there, and the two dogs take notice. It appears to drop something and then walks off. How fascinating. Do you think that this is true? Do you think that this is an actual ghost that we're looking at? Could this be some sort of trick, some sort of trickery, probably CGI or something? Either way, I think that this is actually a very interesting and cute clip, because clearly, if this is a ghost, this person was some sort of dog lover or animal lover and takes the time to, well, still tend to animals when he sees or they see them. It's very interesting. But do you think that this is true? If you died, would you come back and still interact with animals? Do you think that you'd be able to do that? I think that if I were some sort of ghost, that I would probably do the same. But I'll leave it to you. Do you think that this is real or not? The following video comes from Video Paranormal from X. I will be extremely honest with you. There is nothing more creepy to me than a ghost video of a child. Here we see a person that was in the car wash and they had some sort of camera looking back at their baby, and then behind their baby they can see something that looks like, well, a child. But according to the story, the only child in the car seat was the child in the baby seat. So who or what is this? Could this be a ghost that has attached itself to the baby, maybe the car? Or was this a ghost that could have been inhabiting the car wash for some reason? I don't know. It is very strange indeed, and creepy. But what do you think, real or not? I think maybe. The following video comes from Zona de Miedo from X. This right here is the problem when you go into these abandoned places, or especially when you go looking for ghosts. You might end up encountering them. This person ends up seeing a figure in a darkened hallway, and then the figure seems to vanish. How strange. And clearly it scares the crap out of the poor investigator or person. Here we see it again in close-up. It's standing there, and then it disappears. In slow motion you can see it, that it just vanishes and it drops. Adding a filter to it to see it more clearly, you can see that it either falls to the ground or it disappears into the floor. It is very strange, but again, this is what happens when you go looking for these things. You might end up actually encountering one. But what do you think? Is this real or a hoax? Like I stated before, this is the problem when you go looking for these things. My only criticism of the poor person that was actually doing this video is, if you're looking for these things, don't act like such a bitch after. Jesus. The following video comes from Alpha Fox 78 from X. This world is full of strange oddities, and sometimes these oddities come in the form of humans. The person that we see here is what some are calling a cyclops, but the reality is that this is what is known as a congenital deformation. This person is just unfortunately deformed. Nothing really paranormal. Interesting, yes, but paranormal, no. The following video comes from Video Paranormal from X. Some people believe that when we dream, that our soul leaves our bodies and goes to another plane. In this clip here, we see something that appears to be like your soul, and it just leaves this person's body. It's very interesting. But do you think that this is possible? Some people might even say that this is proof of astral projection. That's very interesting. I mean, we can see the person's head, like the living person's head, still moving its body and its head around as the dark figure leaves its body. So it's very interesting. Do you think that this is possible? Here we see it in a little bit of slow motion. You can see the figure rise. It appears to sit there, and then it flies away to places unknown. But like I said, do you think that this is possible? Do you think that human beings can actually astral project? If this is real, is this person's soul leaving its body? Or maybe they were possessed and the possessing entity is leaving the body. How fascinating. But I'll let you decide for yourself. Do you think this is real or not? The following video comes from Oddly Interesting from X. In this clip, we see something very strange. How weird. I mean, it clearly, these are animals, like they're both alive. This is a deer that we see just running around. And then out of the brush, another one comes up. But it appears that its head is just clinging on to that neck for dear life. What could have possibly happened to that poor animal? Here we see it again. What I think happened here is that this creature's neck was broken somehow, and it somehow survived its injury, and it healed this way. So now it's walking around with a misshapen neck, and its head is still attached, it's still alive, but in this state. It's so fascinating how the will to live can just make creatures continue to live even in this state. Fascinating. The following video comes from Mysteries X from X. Many are saying that what we're seeing here is some sort of interdimensional gateway forming. I mean, it is interesting, and well, the lighting effect is pretty cool, but is this real? Is this some sort of rift in the fabric of space and time? Well, honestly, if you ask for my honest opinion, no, I don't think that what we're seeing here is real. This is clever use of CGI and software.
Well, friends, you've reached the halfway point of another episode. Just a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel and to leave a like and a comment.
The following video comes from Owanasa from X. The story behind this clip is that this man was interacting with a jinn that manifested in its house, and then things get out of control. How terrifying. Do you think that this is real though? I mean, in the first place, why would you be interacting with any kind of creature like this? I always tell people that if these things are real, do not talk to them, do not interact with them, and especially do not fear them, because once you start fearing them, you start feeding them energy. As terrifying as these things are, do not interact with them. But do you think this is real? I do.
My friends, never talk to these things. Take it from someone who has had issues with the paranormal, with hauntings, and with possession. You don't want any of it. It could be life-threatening, and the consequences last for years. do not engage with these things. Ever.
The following video comes from Zona de Miedo from X. This person was recording a lightning storm, and then out of nowhere, an image appears. How interesting. It appears to be walking with some sort of cane. Here we have the image in slow motion, and well, it looks like a robed figure walking with some sort of cane. How interesting. But could this be real? People are saying that this is Jesus Christ and that he's walking. Well, I don't think it's real. I don't know how to explain it, but is it real? Probably not. The following video comes from Hermes Flores from Instagram. In this clip here, we see something that appears to be what people are calling ball lightning. It's very interesting. Could this be a real phenomenon? I have covered ball lightning before. The people have sent videos, but this one is just very, very strange. You can see the lightning in the background there. And well, here we see it again. It's very strange. Could this be CGI? The thing is, that when it goes behind the cars, something appears to be either smoking or growing. Some people say that it's a tree that just appears out of nowhere. It's very odd. Or that it could be just a cloud, but like a really black cloud. It's interesting. I don't understand it. The following video comes from Hermes Flores from Instagram. Continuing with the ball lightning phenomenon, we see here another case of it manifesting inside of a grocery store this time. What I question above all is people's survival instincts. If I were to see this in person, I don't think that I'd be standing this close to it, filming it. And then people seem to celebrate. You know what? I don't understand people's behavior. To me, it's very odd, this reaction. I have grouped both the clips together and we're going to examine them in slow motion. I mean, you can see that there is something there. And like I stated before, you can see that there is something that appears to either grow or appear in the background. But is that a tree like people are saying, or is that some sort of just dark cloud that's there, or smoke? It's very interesting. Here we see the other clip in slow motion, and well, you can see that there is a ball there and it is electrified, and there appears to be smoke all over the place. It's very interesting. Do you think that ball lightning and this type of phenomenon is real? From what I understand, science does recognize it. It just doesn't know how to explain it. Can you explain this? Is this even real? The following video was sent to me from Guardian4525 from Reddit. In this video, we see public security cam footage of a mysterious creature walking about. People are saying that this is some sort of ghost going for a stroll. How fascinating. My whole thing is, if you die, where are you going? Like, it's very interesting to me just to think about that. Like, if I were to die, what would you be doing? Like, where are you going? Is this ghost, if it's real, trapped in some sort of endless loop, always traveling this strip? Or was this some sort of just lucky capture where you just happened to capture a ghost going for a stroll? To me, it's very, very interesting, that thought that if you were dead, where are you going? That's what I'd be asking this creature if I were to ever see it. But I'll leave it up to you. Do you think that this is real? Did they actually capture a ghost going for a stroll? Or is this clever CGI?
Well, friends, we reached the end of another episode, as you can see, some of the clips were truly paranormal, and others, well, were not. And really were not. But you know what? That is the nature of this industry. And that is also why you have me. So I can sit there, analyze these things, and give you my personal opinion as to whether it's real or not. But ultimately, you have to decide for yourself on what you think is real and what isn't. Anyways, friends, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And just a quick note, we are back in production. Things that kind of gone off track, life kind of got in the way, a lot of changes happened. And well, this kind of took a back seat to everything else that was going on. But anyways, we are back in production, and we will continue with our bi-weekly uploads of episodes. Anyways, friends, I hope to see you again next week. And yeah, until next week, take care. Bye.